welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria. God, I know. I look so damn fabulous right now. It's like, Paige, how do I function without looking like this? Guys, I don't even know some days. So I am so excited. I know I've been saying this a lot lately, and I've been saying that a lot lately, and you guys, there were some launches that were happening that I have been like, breath of life, waiting on bated breath for these to happen, and this is one of them. The Flamingo palette from Violet Voss. You guys, we are going to talk about this one. I have the face palette. I bought the bundle. We're going to go through it. We're going to talk. I swatched. It's a thing. Oh my God. You guys, I was just, okay, I can't, because my excitement needs to like tone it down. This is me. Ever since I got them, I'm like I can't. I keep wanting to like play with them and touch them, and I'm just like, now it is time. The time is here. I'm so excited. So we're definitely going to jump in first with this palette, but just so you know, I did get the full palette, and I'm sitting here, I'm about ready to turn the camera on, and I was like, oh, I have to go to the website. I want to pull up prices, you know, like that's, you know, I'm going to be a responsible human being. Well, I go to their website, and I'm like, I don't see this here. And I bought this from violetvoss.com in a bundle. I got the eye palette, the face palette, and the big towel thing, blanket towel, whatever it is, it's a towel. It says it right here, for a set price. And I got it from the Violet Voss website. Where is it? Well, then I'm like, okay, I must have missed something when I bought this, because keep in mind, I was waiting for this to launch. So I didn't even read. All I saw is that I saw a post and it said available now. And I was like, boof, bah, boof, bah. I had it bought in like 10 seconds. Like, I was ready. So I go back, and finally I go back to the source. I'm like, okay, Trend Mood, I'll figure this out. It does say available now, the new summer collection for pre-order. Oops. So it will ship. It shipped in a week, which is why it obviously took a little longer to get here. Fine. And then I read, scroll, will officially be available mid-July. I'm like, oh, sorry. So my bad, you guys. I didn't realize until like literally as I was all set up, I'd already swatched, and I'm like, apparently this has not actually launched yet. So it will be launching soon. But until then, I mean, we still have to play with it. Like, guys, I'm so excited. I don't even care about that. You don't care about that. Because if anything, now you're going to know if you want it or not. So here are some of my first impressions go to. By the way, I did a little bit of math. I nerded it out a little today, because what else am I doing with my life? This palette will retail for $45. The face palette, it says, will also be $45. And the towel is $30. The bundle was $90. So basically, from, again, my, crude math skills, if you bought the bundle, you got the towel for free. And I don't know if the towel was a, oh God, I don't know if the towel was like a one-time only thing, but it's kind of like this. It's this adorable big old blanket, and it just says Violet Voss, and it's a donut. I think it's a donut holding, like hugging a heart that says Violet Voss. I'm not gonna lie, is it like the best quality? No. Is it, whatever? This is so cute. Like, can you imagine taking this bright ass pink thing to like the beach or so? I don't know. I'm just so excited. Oh God. But I'm so excited. And just for like a little bit more nerdification, I did figure out that according to the math I did on these shadow pans are 0.063. And I was like, okay, how does that compare to everything else? So you know that your girl pulled out all my other Violet Voss stops, because I'm obsessed with Violet Voss. I have reviewed all of these palettes on my channel. I'm obsessed. That is such a loud car. It literally sounded like a supersonic Batmobile, just like flew through my house. But anyways, I also did a little bit of research over here, and what I found out is that these are the same exact pan sizes as their previous launches. So all of these two, their bigger ones right here, this is their Holy Grail and their Like a Boss palette. Both of these are 45. Both of the shadows, from what I could find online, are 0.06. So this one is also 0.063. It's basically the same size. And then this little guy right here, this is the only odd man out. It is their rainbow palette, right? Is that what this one was? Yeah, the rainbow palette. This is magical. I'm obsessed with this palette. And this was 30. And obviously the pans are much larger. So this had an entirely different purpose. So I wouldn't consider it a custom or akin to these ones. But just so you guys know, you're getting like the standard amount of Violet Voss product for the very standard price, at least again from what I can find. So yeah, that's it, I think, for that portion. Why do you talk to me? Well guys, we got you this far. It's time to look at the actual component. How cute are, how cute, I was gonna say how cute are this. That's how I am right now. But it is so adorable. I love this raised font. I love how different this looks from their other packaging. But I have to be honest, what I really love, it opens like a book. Like, I just love this. Big old mirror, folds all the way back. and look at the color scheme. Just like take a moment of silence. You guys, if I didn't know any better, I'm thinking Natasha Denona dupe. Like hardcore, the Natasha Denona Tropics palette. Everyone wanted to know. Is this not that palette? Like what? It has the same like beautiful pop of blue here. Super, super similar oranges. A couple similar pink shades. Like a couple similar shimmery pink shades. It's so, so similar. Maybe I should do a side-by-side. I don't know. But I'm just... This is my color scheme for summer. I've been obsessed with this. I feel like there's a ton of lunches. Jeffree Star is actually his... Oh my god. And now we are going to jump right on in to swatching. First up we have Flamingos, Donut, Flip Flops, Bikini, Oceanfront, Tidal Wave, which is so sexy, Beach Ball, Watermelon, Lemonade, Pineapple, Popsicle, Sunbathe, Surf, Coral, Island, Sand, which might be a little rough to see on my pale skin, Seashell, Pinwheel, Sandals is up here, and then Sunnies. So that right there is the entire sexy summer palette. Alright guys, so first thing I'm going to do is add some of my Coty Airspun under my eyes. I do this in every video just because I need to catch any and all of that pesky fallout that might be a thing. So we're going to layer some of this on up. So I think first things first, let's take the shade Flamingos, which is a nice, it's the very first shade in the palette, and I'm taking this on a Wet n Wild P20 brush, and I'm just going to start by fluffing this. Now I am going to take this shade over into the center, but I'm going to make sure that it's much lighter than I would normally do. And I'm just taking this, it's a very light hand, light everything, because I want to add a tiny bit of color without being... I don't want to give it nothing. That would just be boring. Who in the hell left you guys so far away? Hi. That was creepy. Okay, so something like that toward the inner portion. Like I said, nothing too crazy. And I'm just going to take now some of that color and build it up a little bit out here. Not too much. Just again, just a good wash of color. This color is building up beautifully. So now I'm going to go in with the darker pink shade, which is Watermelon. And this color I am going to keep concentrated much more on the outer V right here. And just work on building it and blending it. But I'm not going to take this color all the way in. I'm stopping it right about here. And I'm just going to continue to pack on and build this color to a nice, vibrant, juicy color. When I see a color like this, that's the first word that comes to mind is juicy. Is that weird? Because like juicy, watermelon juicy, I don't know. Now where do I want to go with this? I kind of want to take an orange and pop it like right here. I think that's what we're going to do. I need a different brush. Look at me changing brushes and shit. I'm so fancy. So this is the brush that came in my Naked Heat collection. And I know what you're thinking. Paige, you have so many brushes. Why do you do this to yourself? Honestly, you guys, they're all in a bucket and this one was on top and I think I can use it. Taking this sandal shade and I'm more or less just kind of packing it. Like if you can imagine taking this brush and kind of pressing it like right up here. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just really taking it and I'm packing it right on into that area right there. And then I'm lightly blending it back and forth, but I'm still not carrying it all the way over. I'm sorry, can we all just like appreciate that fade together because I'm obsessed. And look at how it's so seamless. You guys, I have such textured lids, like it shouldn't look this pretty. Now this is where I was kind of struggling because normally you guys know, like if you've watched me for any length of time, I love like cutting a crease and doing like this really dramatic, concealer cut, but I feel like I want a little bit more like relaxed vibe for this. Like this is really beachy look. Like I want it to be beautiful and precise, but I don't want it to have like all the structure and rigidity of a line. So I think what I'm going to do, I want to put yellow right here and really pop it out, but I think I might use a brush to apply it, which I don't even know the last time I've done that. This is a Vasanti flat. It's almost like a concealer brush, but it's just a flat packer brush. And I think this is what I'm going to use to kind of place it right in this area. Now before I do that, I am going to go in with a little bit of glitter glue. Uh-oh, I lost the glitter glue. You guys, I literally just had it. I swear I just had it. Is it on the floor? It is on the floor. Of course. Why wouldn't it be on the floor? For this part, you guys, I'm going to be going in with my Too Faced glitter glue. I love this stuff. You can see I use it literally all the time. This is probably my favorite glitter glue. The second runner-up, or a much more affordable option if you're looking, is the one from NYX. Theirs is really, really good. I have it. I use that one as well, but this one happens to be here. So this is the one I will be using, and I am just going to apply some of this. You can apply this with a brush. You can apply it with your finger. I'm just going to apply it with my finger because that's how I normally do it. And because I'm not going for a super precise look with this yellow color, I'm just kind of taking it and tapping it. P.S. I'm going to go into the shade Pineapple with this flat little Vasanti brush here. And now there's no additional product on this. I actually wiped it off on my hand. We're going to go back in with that original Wet n Wild brush, and we're just going to blend that yellow out just a little bit. We don't want to drag too much pink color. We just want to, you know, give it a little fade. We don't want it to look too harsh because harshness is not good with this pretty ass eye look we doing. So now that we're right here, I'm going to go back in with that orange shade Sandals, and I'm going to take some of that and I'm going to just tuck it right onto the outside here. So of course you know that we are going to add a little bit of definition, and I have to, for those of you that are like, please don't do it, please don't do it, you guys, I have to do it. I'm going to take a tiny, 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 tiny dabble of this black shade, the shade Sunnies, and I'm taking it on the same double-ended brush here from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to pop that right out here. And when I tell you I took the tiniest little dab, I mean it. Whoa. You guys hear that? Is that like thunder or something? Oh god. Wow, that black made that look like just the most auburn orange. Like, it's so beautiful. So now I'm going to take, and I think I'm going to blend back and forth a little bit between some orange and some black right here. I'll definitely speed this part up or cut it out or something, but I'm just going to blend back and forth between the two because I want to give myself a little bit more depth right here. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of that watermelon shade and blend it out a tiny, tiny bit. But I'm just keeping everything as tight as I can. Holy shit, it is so loud. So I definitely love the blend of everything. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the shade Lemonade, which is the matte yellow shade in this palette. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to lightly blend it into this upper area right here. I'm going in with the tiniest amount of product. I do think I want to go in with a little bit more of that black shade Sunnies. And I want to really kind of bring it in here and lift my outer eye. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to blend this up and out until I feel like I've got a very nice lift going on. For the lower lash line, I would like to do a bright pop of color, maybe like Beach Ball, which is this really nice matte teal color. I feel like that would look so beautiful. You know what, let's start with Beach Ball because I know for sure that that's like the vibe that I want. Even if I don't go any more shimmer. Ooh, nope, change of plans. I think I just changed my mind. Let's go Beach Ball, which is this guy, and then this light blue. Blend them together, so keep the light blue toward the center and then Beach Ball toward the outer. And then at the very, very back, I could deepen it up and like let it meet with that Sunny shade, the black shade. So it would be like a nice blue fade to match like this nice orange yellow fade on top. That's what we're doing, guys. Yes! Okay, so I'm going to go in with this Balm 18 Royal and Langnickel brush. I use this all the time. It's just a little flat shader smudger brush thing. I use literally all the time, but any one will work. I have one from Sephora, any shape, size, whatever you have, you can make it work. I've even used sponge tip applicators for my lower lash line because you guys know I love a good sponge tip applicator. So we're going to take the shade, wow, Beach Ball. Look, oh my god, I don't even know if that'll show up on camera. There's so much pigment right there. I love it. Okay, so we're going to take, and we're definitely going to start by placing that, you can't see me, placing that on the lower lash line, on the outer, and that's where we're going to put most of the color. And then we're just pulling what's left over toward the inside. That is so stunning. And I apologize, you guys, I have to look in this mirror right here, so if it goes in and out or it starts looking funny, it's just, I'm sorry. Okay, I cannot fix the vision situation. And I'm just really lightly kind of taking that shade and like fluffing it like that. Now I know what you're thinking, Paige, you carried that in quite far. Yes, I did, and that's because I wanted to push the blue, or have the light blue, which is the shade Oceanfront. I really want this shade to push that shade back. And this is a term that I use a lot on my channel. I don't know if anybody else does. Maybe I'm just weird and I don't know the real words for things. But I like to create blended looks by pushing shadow out of the way with another shadow. Meaning I put that shade right there. Now I'm going to go in with this really, really light blue. And I'm going to have it push that teal blue back. So while they're blending together, I'm going to pack this one down and then push it aside. And what it does is it creates this really nice, beautiful moment where they meet together. But because one color is pushing the other, it kind of drags them together in a natural faded way. So now, same brush, we're gonna go in with a teeny tiny dot of the shade Sunnies. Like, I mean, I took the tiniest amount and then tapped off. And we're gonna pop that right to the back of the slash line here. When in Rome, you guys, this is a double-ended Anastasia brush that I just found, and I'm going to take this super precise, very pathetic looking brush, and I'm going to dip into that shade Lemonade, which is the matte yellow color that we blended up the outer portion, and I'm going to run that right underneath of these two blue shades. It'll help tie everything in just a little bit. It'll help fade this blue, give us like a really nice aqua moment. Okay guys, I'm going to run off of camera real quick. I'm going to do this eye, and then when we come back, we are going to continue this very long video with the face palette. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead, I got everything all finished up. I'm obsessed, and it is time to move on to the Flamingo face palette. You guys, I was so excited about this, and if for no other reason, I was like, at first, I was kind of like, Violet Voss, maybe you need to slow your roll. You want $45 for an eyeshadow palette, but you want $45 for this guy? I was like, oh, I don't know. Then I got it, and I was like, holy hell, you guys, you start comparing this to some of the other products that you have, and I mean, as far as like quantity and how much you get, I'm actually really impressed. So the overall like total volume or ounces of product in the eyeshadow palette is 1.26 ounces, which is where, you know, you divide that out, you get 0.063 for these. Well, I took and I did the same thing over here, which this full palette is 1.98 ounces. So just shy of 2 full ounces of product, which means that each pan, there are 6 pans in here, which just, you know, boom, right there. Each one of those is 0.33 ounces. And I was like, okay, so roughly let's compare that to some other, you know, things that I just have in front of me. So this is the Park Ave Princess palette. We've all seen this on my channel 100 times. And this is, each pan in here is 0.158. So you say 0.16. So each one, or each, like if you put 2 of these together, you'd still be looking, 6 and 6 is 12, so 32. So you'd be looking at 2 of these being the rough equivalent to 1 of those. So that's really awesome. I also compare it over here. This is the Amrezy highlight, and this is 0.31. So even this guy is a little bit less product, and you get 6 shades in here. So just so you're, you know, if you're like, kind of like me and you're like, is that a little bit too damn pricey? Honestly, you get a ton of product for 45 bucks. So moving on past that, I was like, okay, let's talk about packaging. I love that they did this in the exact same, like, matching packaging. Like, they complement, they look beautiful next to each other, but it's still, like, its own unique vibe. And I love that they still give you this big old beautiful mirror. It bends all the way back, and you get 2 blushes, 2 highlights, and, I mean, you could call this a highlight. You can call it a really shimmery bronzer. I personally would call this a highlight, and then a bronzer shade up here. I love these colors. I think they're very perfect for the aesthetic of this palette, and I love that they really thought about skin tone, because I feel like these 2 cheek colors will work beautiful on light to deep skin tone and everything in between. I feel like they give you these really beautiful, you know, 3 beautiful highlights that'll work. The only thing I'm like a little bit hesitant about is this bronzer. We'll have to see, you know, does it build well? Does it like sheer out nicely? Because someone like me, I'm going to need a lot less product, but if I had deeper complexion, I would need it to build and, you know, still work for me. So I'm definitely excited. I did go ahead before we apply them to the face, and I did swatch them for you. Now anytime I do a swatch of a face palette, I usually keep it farther away because I feel like that's when you can really see it a little bit better. So these are the 2 blushes. This guy right here is the lightest highlight, followed by obviously the medium highlight up here. This is the matte bronzer and then the shimmer bronzer, or the shimmer bronzer and or highlight. They all swatched beautifully. I'm actually going to take them off my hand, otherwise I will wear them. But they did swatch really, really nicely, and they feel very creamy, whether it was a shimmer or like a matte, you know, like a blush or something like that. So I think we're just going to start off. I'm going to go into Bronze Goddess, which is the matte bronzer shade. I'm going to take this on my Velvet Luxe 313 brush from IT Cosmetics, and I'm going to, oh my god, that picks up so much product. I'm going to take and I'm going to apply some of this to the face, and we're going to pray it's not orange. Oh my god, that's so, like, look at that. I literally just did a couple, like, sweeps, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. That's really pretty. And it, like, blends and shears out absolutely perfectly. Wow, it picks up some product, though, let me tell you. Wow, that's so pretty. Like, you guys, this was probably the one color in here that I was like, oh, I don't know if I can wear that on my skin tone. Like, I'm a pasty queen. Pasty queens have a rough time of it sometimes, you know? But damn. Now I'm trying to figure out which blush I want to go with, and I feel like I'm actually going to go this coral one, which is different for me. I don't often pick this color, but I am going to be real careful. Like, we're real careful. Because, oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, that's a lot of blush. Oh, but that's pretty. Oh, you guys, this is the shade Flamingo, by the way. That is so stinking nice. Oh yeah, that would so work on so many skin tones. Like, look at that. Yes? No. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reshape with my Park Ave Princess palette. You guys know the drill. These two shades right here, our old damp beauty blender that we use to do foundation. We're just going to take and press some of this in and reshape the face a little bit. Just kind of press the cheeks and everything back on down where they came from. Pop a little bit of this on the nose, because you know we overdid the nose highlight, or the nose, what is that? Bronzer a little bit there. You know we did, because that's all I ever do in my life. Now, before I do highlight, I always spray my face. I feel like it helps my highlight just really pop out forward. Guys, I don't have that thing that everybody else can. I just don't have that. I just wasn't born with the ability of the tongue pop and click situation. Where in the hell is my spray at? I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. Nope, Primer Potion. What? My Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Maybe. Come on. There we go. And now we are going to go in with the Morphe Y14 brush to do some highlighting. Now, I feel like white sand is definitely my color. This guy right here, but I want, like, no, there's no way that's going to work for me, Paige. I mean, maybe, could I maybe get that to work? I don't know. Ugh. Maybe we'll try mixing the two. Okay, let's try mixing the two. Paradise and white sand. Give my face one more spray because it felt like it was already dry, because it took me a hot minute to find this damn brush. So I'm just going to tap in between the two. They are powdery, so I'm getting some kick in pan for all of these, but that's alright as long as they all blend. Nope, that shade's way too dark, like I can already tell. Okay, never mind. We're going to go in with just white sand, and we're going to just lay it down. Uh-oh, why are we getting chunky? What's going on? Why? What's happening? Why is my face not liking this? You guys, I'm getting chunky. I'm getting chunky. I'm going to spray the brush because this is probably just my face. Girl, she's giving me glow, but I don't understand why it's not doing, like, normalness. Hold on. This side is completely dry, and I'm going to take this highlight over here just to see if maybe it doesn't like a setting sprayed face. I mean, I never thought about that. I've never had that happen before, but maybe that's what's happening here. No, because see, I don't know. Like, this side isn't grabbing or looking funny, but it's also not, like, sticking down and beaming. This is almost more of, like, a glowy highlight than it is, like, an intense beaming highlight. But it looks really nice on this side. So maybe this is just one of those highlighters that's a little bit too powdery to apply when your face is wet. Okay, now that this side's dry, I'm going to go back over here. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. This is a highlight that you don't want your face or your brush to be wet for. You really just need to build it up while it's dry. Because I don't think my face liked it the other way. you know what, I'm going to just try this now that my face has a layer on, because I have to know. So I just added a little more spray. My face loves the spray. So while it's still damp, I'm going to take some of that white sand, dabble it on top, and see. Wow, it really just does not like a wet base. That's so weird. And it might be because I'm super textured. Like, my face is very textured naturally. I have a lot of little bumps and pores and stuff. And these are very, like, fluffy kind of kick up type pans right here. So maybe it's they have texture and my face has texture. So maybe when I add, you know, the setting spray, it just makes it a little bit too much for everything to handle. But damn, it's pretty. Like, it's very glowy. It's not like an intense, like, hold on, where's it at? That's right, you guys, my Ofra Nikki tutorials, I use this as an example all the time because this is like a true, to the money, super intense, blinding highlight. Like, look at that. This is blinding, right? And then right next to that is white sand, which is the shadow I've been putting on my face. So here's white sand, and I'm only comparing the two to show you, like, white sand is much more of a glow, lit from within. Probably could wear it on like a no makeup day, and it would just add like a glowy kind of beauty to your skin, even like a, you know, all over high point veiling, if you will. I think that this would be beautiful for that. But if you are like this type of, I like a blinding highlight, I don't know that this is going to be the highlight for you. I actually really enjoy this because, don't get me wrong, I always like to blind every day, all day of my life. But what I love highlights like this for are really illuminating the skin, giving a lit from within kind of look. And I like them because they make a great base for a tiny little boop of that Ofra highlight. So let's go ahead and I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. So let's say this is completely highlighted, right? Like, I've already highlighted my cheeks with the one in this palette. I like it. I think it's glowy. I think it's beautiful. But I want to add just that little extra, just that tiny little, raise my cheekbones just a quarter more of an inch. So I take the same brush, I dab into this product goes a long way, y'all. Take a tiny bit, tap off, and then right at the highest point of your cheek, you're just gonna, look at that. Boof. You see that? Like, look at that. Not over here. But over here, we're stopping planes, trains, and automobiles. And it just, oh my God. And what I love about this is it looks like your cheek is just lifted to Jesus and back. Like, you just went and had tea with God, and this is how you came back. Oh my God. So I did want to bring you guys up close and personal here. I think you can kind of see it, but there's a lot of kick, like from the white sand palette. These are from the blush palette. You can definitely see, at least I hope you can see, right in this area down here, there's definitely some kick. But like the white sand one, where's the most of it's right up here, it looks like. And I'm really hoping that it picks up on camera because there is quite a bit of kick. There's not as much kick with the bronzer, but it did have some. But just so you guys can see, these are powdery, but they're not like the most powdery, but just be mindful because that is the type of texture that they are. All right, guys, I'm going to actually run off of camera. I'm going to add my liner, or no, I already did a little bit of liner, but I'm going to add lashes, spray my face one last time, and give you some final thoughts. All right, you guys, I went ahead, I got everything else on my face. I threw on some demi wispies because, you know, your girl wants a little lash, but like not too much lash. And I want to go over a couple other things, obviously, that are on my face. Let's start with this lipstick. You guys, you saw it coming. This is a ColourPop Luxe Luxe lipstick, and it's in the shade Foolish. And normally, you know, like, I don't go this bright with a lip. Like, this is a minute for me, but I was really feeling it. I loved the color, and I really wanted to have something that would pull it all down and anchor it. But on top of this, I went in with a little bit of the Buxom gloss. This is in the shade Brook, and I love this color. I thought they went really nicely together, and again, it is a little different than what I would normally do, but I was kind of like feeling it, you know? I felt like with this eye look, we were just going a little bit more bold, a little bit more, you know? I love that. And then I did take that Ofra Nikki Tutorial collab in Glazed Donut, and I used that as an inner eye highlight as well as a brow bone highlight, because your girl's brow bones, they gots to be snatching. And I am obsessed. Now, while I was off of camera, I did do a bunch of thinking, and one of the things that I thought is, I can't leave this stage, I can't leave this filming moment without talking about this guy, comparing it to the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette, because I know you guys are going to want to know, and I wanted to know. So I went and I grabbed them, and you guys, I'm actually shook. Look at the color scheme in these. I'm sorry, but is that not like almost the same damn color? Like all of those colors are so similar. Don't get me wrong, there's not like they're not all the same or anything, but I feel like that overall theme, like even like purple, purple, yellow, yellow, like am I the only one that's like seeing this business? Now, if I had to choose between one of these, I hate to say it, I'd go Violet Voss all day long. I love Natasha Denona, but I've talked about this palette a ton on my channel. I did a full first impression. I actually just did a product update. The Natasha Denona palette, it's a good palette. It's just very... It's different. It's different than the normal Natasha Denona. If you knew her palette, you loved them, you were obsessed with them like I was, this formula is different. It's not necessarily bad. It's just a little more chunky. It's different. It's not as smooth. It's just, So for me, I think that for $45, which is like, this is like $125, this is $45, I'm definitely going with this one all day long. I love this Violet Voss palette so, so much. And I just wanted to show you guys the two together, because if you're like me, you wanted to know. Now, do I think that this palette is worth the money? Definitely. I think this is a beautiful summer palette. I love it so much. I love the color scheme. I love how multifaceted this is. This is so many looks that are so bright. It blends beautiful. You guys, this eye look for me, like this is so stunning. Maybe it's just me. You guys can tell me down in the comments. Tell me if you love it, if you hate it. I personally am obsessed. These colors blended together beautifully. They hold their own color integrity. I mentioned this already before, but when you blend like that close of a pink, an orange, a black, you blend all those colors together, for them to still hold their own color and for me to still be able to go, oh yeah, there's the pink, there's the orange, I can still pick out all the colors and it looks that blended. That is so stunning. This is not the type of palette that you have to be worried that you are going to ruin what you're working on by them getting muddied up. Like Subculture, that was like what they were known for, was muddy colors. That is not something you will run into here unless you overdo it with that black. Girl, that black has some color to it, so mind your P's and Q's. Second thing I really love about this palette, they only added that one accent color. Now normally that would really piss me off. Like in a palette like this, ideally I would have loved a white color or like a pure white or something like that. They did give you the shade Sand right here, which is like a nice flesh tone for if you're like pasty like me. But I really love that they focus so much on like brights and vivids, but they gave you this beautiful arrangement of mattes and shimmers and just so many different ways and combinations. This to me is such a home run. I love it. I've been excited for it for a long time. Highly recommend. Love the formula. This is great. And I think if you have other Violet Voss like palettes, you will find that the formulas are consistent and great and the quality is consistent. Pricing, everything across the board, very, very consistent with them. And this will be a very nice like addition to what you already have, because I look at it and it's not like what I already have from them, which is beautiful. So we move on to the face palette right here. Just as a side note, I do love the packaging of both of these. I think they are stunning. I really like this design. It's like very simplistic, but it has the open, the nice big mirror. They don't sacrifice anything for this. You still get this beautiful package. They still give you nice aesthetic, nice mirror, nice quality. All these brands that say, oh, well, I have to sacrifice something. Like, no, you don't. I'm sorry. Violet Voss doesn't, and they give you so much awesome all in one spot. So for this palette, you guys, where I'm going to leave this is I did enjoy this. I do like this palette. I think it's great. I think that this is a very multifaceted bronzer. I'm actually very impressed with it. The fact that it worked on my skin and it looks so beautiful on my skin tone. I am obsessed with this color. Again, I'd be curious to know if it works on how deep of a skin tone, but I think that this is a very nice, more universal bronzer. I love these highlights. Again, they are glowy. They are not going to give you that intense pop of intense wham like an Ofra highlight does or something like that, where you're just like, holy shit, can you see me from space? This is going to be a, oh my god, do you have like some suntan lotion on? Did you go to the beach? Do you have a glow? That's more or less what these are going to be. They do build. Would not recommend using them with anything wet like I normally do, but that doesn't mean that they're not good. They are great. You guys saw how they applied. The blushes are the same. I think that these are great. This whole palette is a little bit powdery, not powdery. It does have a little bit of kick or a little bit of fallout, if you will, but I think that it's beautiful nonetheless. I think everything blended great, and I've said this before, I will always say it again. I like a little fallout, a little kick and pan. I don't have a problem with it. 9 times out of 10, it makes your shadow blend, and for these, these blushes blended like a dream. A tiny bit, A tiny bit went such a long way. It was so gorgeous. I love the flush to the face. I love the well-roundedness. And for 45 bucks, you get a ton of product. But overall, you guys, those are my final thoughts. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know this video is going to be like half hour, 40 minutes long, something like that. But you guys know me. My first and foremost responsibility is to the products, to going through, to digging in, giving you guys all the information that I have. That is my number one most important thing. Then we talk about little things like lighting and, you know, video length. Other like minor details. But I know that if you guys are anything like me, and I like to think that my subscribers are, you really want all the tea before you go spending out all your money, because these two products are expensive. Now, I did notice that, again, these are 45 a piece. When I originally purchased them from Trendmood, there was a coupon code. You could use code TRENDMOOD, which is TRENDMOOD, for 10% off. I don't know if it would still work. I know that it worked on this purchase, so I don't know. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you love this video, definitely thumbs it up. If you loved talking to me, you want to talk to me, you want to be like, hey girl, I love you, I look, give me some encouragement, because I'm just so needy these days. You can leave all of that down in the comments, you guys, because I love hearing from you. And contrary to some popular beliefs, I do go down there and I do reply to you guys because I love you and I think you are fantastic. So thank you guys so much. Oh, description box. That's where my social medias are. I hang out mostly on Instagram these days. Instagram and Twitter for the most part. So definitely go check those out, you guys. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. I love me some flamingos. I love flamingos. I love these palettes. Shut up. I'm loving some flamingos.